and welcome to another inspiring episode of From Couch to Courage, the podcast where ordinary people share extraordinary stories of courage, resilience, and reinvention. I'm your host, Parnika. Today's episode is especially close to my heart because we're talking about something that millions of women experience, but very few truly understand. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered, I'm eating the same way, I'm exercising, so why is my body changing? Or perhaps you've heard, it's just your age. Eat less, do more cardio, try another diet. Well, what if the real answer isn't about eating less? What if your body isn't working against you? It's simply asking you to understand it differently. Today's guest has made it her life's mission to help women answer exactly those questions. But before she became a trusted nutrition coach helping women around the world, she was simply a woman trying to figure it out herself. And that's exactly where today's Couch to Courage journey begins. Charmi Ramchandani is the founder and head coach of Cimply Fit, a virtual nutrition and fitness coaching company that has helped women navigate weight gain during perimenopause through science, education, sustainable habits, not crash diets and extremes. But beyond the credentials is a woman whose life reflects the very message she teaches. She's wife to her college sweetheart Mahesh, a proud mom to Ethan and Dia, and a devoted dog mom to Pumpkin, her rescue terrier, who I'm sure keeps her life interesting at home. At an age when many people believe their biggest dreams are behind them, Charmi stepped onto the NPC bikini competition stage for the very first time. Wait, why would someone do that at 44? We'll find out. Her journey from corporate America to a stay-at-home mom, to an entrepreneur, to a bodybuilding competitor, and now a trusted coach helping thousands of women rediscover confidence in midlife is a powerful reminder that reinvention is always possible. If you are a woman in your late 30s, 40s, or beyond, or you know someone who is, this conversation could change the way you think about your health forever. Please welcome the very charming Charmi Ramchandani. Hi, Charmi.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, and I really appreciate the introduction.
Well,
It's really nice.
Thank you. I was genuinely looking forward to this conversation, Charmi.
I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Me too. You know what, Charmi? I find it so fascinating that some people choose a profession while others get chosen. Right?
Yeah.
So did fitness choose you long before you realized it?
I believe it did. My introduction to fitness was thanks to my dad. At a very young age, we were always in competitive sports. He always believed that sports is very important. And also, I guess being a Desi parent, he's like, compete here, compete there. And that kept us very focused and, physically. So I remember having a pair of dumbbells. I don't even remember how much they weighed, but they always sat in the corner in this little area in our house. And I would pick them up every now and then right before a competition to see if I could, I don't know what I was trying to do, maybe get stronger to compete and come first or whatever. But I was introduced to weights at a very young age, but it was just very natural. It wasn't that my dad was like, oh, we got to weight train, but it was just there.
And you were in Abu Dhabi then, right?
Yes.
So you were born in India and then at what age did you move to Abu Dhabi?
At 15 months old.
Oh
so
my God.
Really, Abu Dhabi has always been home to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that age for sure.
Yeah.
So basically fitness was kind of woven in your upbringing altogether,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yes. It was always there. Like and even my parents made a very conscious effort to make sure that my sister and I ate very healthy. So we were introduced to the concept of eating healthy at a very young age without it being labeled as healthy or anything. It was just I guess that discipline was just inbuilt in both of them, and they passed it on to us.
So, Charmi, you from Abu Dhabi, you finished your master's
Yes.
in marketing, like you did an MBA in marketing.
Right.
And then from there you moved on to come here to United States.
Yes.
And then you joined corporate America.
Yes. So yes,
And,
I did.
And then how was that time?
Yeah, so like a lot of women my age who immigrated, like got married, got on the H4, whatever, moved to the US with husband was here. So I moved to Austin. So my husband was already in Austin. And then it was the whole look for a job and all that situation started. So very typical of a lot of us women who move here from different countries, as a young wife, a 20-something-year-old. So I started looking for a job, and I was always into, human resources. Somehow my career ended up in human resources, never marketing. So I got a job and then did the typical thing of, had babies, I decided to quit corporate career, stay at home with the kids.
And you were a stay-at-home mom for 10
years. Long years, so yes.
What changed you? I mean, these 10 years prioritizing your kids, did something change in you during these 10 years?
Yeah, I think I love my kids and I'm very grateful that I could stay at home with them. I did always feel on the inside that something was missing. I mean, I needed to do something else. The gym was always my outlet. Once they were in school, I would go off to the gym and get my workout in. So my relationship actually with working out, the gym, started even before I was married.
Yeah.
I used to go to the gym next door to my house in Abu Dhabi when I was working. So I was introduced to the gym at a very young age. So I needed that gym in my life. It was just my way of working out. And I guess now I know more, thanks to social media, that was my me time.
Yeah.
It was my...
And you know what? When we are like stay-at-home moms, there are so many other skills we develop while being at home.
Yes.
Like, managing children brings like time management into us. And then we become very patient.
Right.
Exactly. And then a lot of resilience gets built in into us.
Right.
So those are the skills that come with when you spend so much time with your kids.
Yes.
So Charmi, you, after being a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, you decided to step out again and join a job. And while you were working, there's something drastic happened. It was a defining moment, I would say, like a turning point.
Yes.
So explain us, our viewers would be interested in knowing that.
Yeah, so it was a job that was a part-time job. I made some really good friends over the years. We're still very good friends. But I had a boss that I was not a very big fan of the minute I met him. And sure enough, he kind of went ahead and fired me while I was on holiday with my family. And I finished the vacation, came back, went to work. And he said, "Did you not get my email?" I said, "I don't check email on vacation." I was a part-time employee. I really had no reason to. And he said, "Well, I want someone here full-time. And so, I don't really need you." And I was like, okay. So I kind of just backed up and walked out of the office. And I was like, I think I just got fired. And anyway, and then I just carried on with the day and found out a few months later that he got fired. And the entire his staff kind of walked out on him too. Wow. So I was like, well, the universe has karma.
I know.
But when I was in that transition, then I was like, okay, now I don't have a job. What do I do next? I went on interviews, but my heart was just not in there. It was a tiny voice saying that, do you really, really want to do this again?
So the email was a blessing in disguise for you.
Absolutely. Like if I could see him again, I would shake his hand. I'd be like, thank you for doing what you did, because if you hadn't, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Absolutely. Sometimes, it's so funny, life writes chapters which we never plan.
Yeah, exactly.
And so how this entire episode completely, changed the course of your life.
Absolutely. It did.
Yeah. So Charmi, you had $100 with you and you went and you bought some equipment.
Yes.
And you started visiting, you started gathering some clients.
Yeah.
You reached out and then you were a fitness trainer to them. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so, and I would go work out. I would be in fascination of all these trainers there. They wear these T-shirts which said Master Trainer at the back. I was like, I really want to be one of these. And I couldn't explain why. There was no money in it. I had done enough research and known that this is not the most lucrative field. But something inside of me just always wanted to do that. And I would notice that when I'd be at the gym, I would never see that many women, let alone a desi woman, a mom of 2 kids. I would rarely see that. So I thought, maybe I could take a step into it and completely no plan, no nothing. I was like, I'll go train women in their homes. When the kids are in school, I'll go visit, take my minivan, put my equipment and go.
And that wasn't so well received by your family or
yeah,
anybody?
they were like, do you, like, can you not do this? Like, can you just do this like a hobby, maybe? And I was like, no, I've got to prove them wrong. And I thought, okay, can't spend that much money. So I went to this secondhand store in Plano that sells equipment. It's called Play Again Sports or something. And I went and I still have the kettlebell, one medicine ball. And then I had my own big stability ball and a band that I got from Costco one time for myself. Took that and I was like, okay, let's start with this. And I got some cheap business cards made. And that's how I started slowly just spreading the word. And then I started visiting women in their homes and training them. And I was like, my goal was that they would weight train, understanding that it's not scary, it's you're not going to get bulky, and it's actually good for you, and you're doing it in the privacy of your home, so you're not feeling uncomfortable, because the gym environment can be a little intimidating for a lot of women.
Yeah. So, and while you were doing this, COVID happened, and in some time, and then you had decided to go online, and as you were like moving to this, you opened your company, Cimply Fit, and then tell us about that, like that decision of yours and how you followed your heart and mind to get this in place.
Yeah, so my kids were very young when I started this, and I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this, because I can't leave my kids at right about dinner time to go train someone. And I found this world of online coaching, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and I was like, this gives me more flexibility. We were traveling a lot with the kids. My husband had the foresight that kids are young, let's travel. There'll come a point when they'll not want to travel with us. So we traveled a lot as a family with the holidays. And I was like, I can't keep putting a pause on my clients' training constantly. So found this world of online training and transitioned purely out of necessity so that I could still be a present mom.
Yeah. And then you gradually, advanced your horizon onto functional nutrition. And
yes.
How was that? Like, what made you move in that direction of functional nutrition and, increase your learning? You did some certifications, and then that was also a phase when you were around 40 and you were experiencing certain changes in your own self, right?
Yes.
So can you share that whole...
This functional nutrition space is actually very recent. But after, around COVID, I've heard this from a lot of women where after COVID, their bodies seem to have changed and they never went back to what it was. And the same happened to me. And in fact, COVID has hit 2020. 2019 is when I competed in bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I was like, oh, great. 2020 happened. Wake up one day, and in fact, these very jeans, walked into the closet, tried to put it on. And I was like, did I buy a smaller pair by mistake? Like, why is this not fitting me? And then that's when the journey of understanding perimenopause, hormones, HRT started. And most recently, I got educated again with 2 massive certifications, lots of investment in education, so that I can help women go a little deeper with fixing that stubborn weight gain that they have. And they're like, I've tried it all, I don't know. And they lose confidence in themselves by the time they're 50, that nothing's going to work. I don't want to even try it, forget it. This is age, I'll live with it. And I was like, no, and my own body changed so much. And I was like, there's got to be an answer. Like, I don't want to do GLP-1, nothing against it. I don't want to go on crash diets, certain diets which are very high protein.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I want to deep dive into all those aspects of nutrition. But, I would start with your courageous moments. Like, you spoke about your first courageous moment when you changed your entire course of your career to get into fitness as your mainstream profession. And then the second courageous moment was to go on in a bikini competition, which was all about bodybuilding. And, at 44, I mean, what made you be a part of such a competition?
Yeah, I think I was just crazy. I think it was just one of those moments where I was like, I can't just be an average coach. I got to do something crazy. And we always have this story we tell ourselves that I can't do something, like I'm not fit for it, or I'm not meant for it. So this was one of those things. I was like, every coach that I talk to train me will probably be like, oh yeah, you're too old.
Yeah.
But I talked to coaches, and they're like, yeah, I can help you, and found a great coach who's phenomenal. And I committed for 7 months, and I was like, okay, let me also challenge myself. I think I'm very disciplined. Let me see how truly disciplined I am. And this kicked my butt from day one. And I was like, I think I've made a mistake. But I stuck the course.
So gorgeous.
Yes.
And you were perfect in
it
your
was great.
measurements. And I mean, how was that experience? Like at 44, you were out to kind of break that stereotype of a woman who, nobody thinks of going on the stage. That too in a bikini. At that age.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I really fell in love with the process. I really, once I was done, I thought to myself, I can't believe I did that. I did it. I saw it through. And again, on the day of that competition, I was the only Indian there. I was the only Desi.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, this is why I do this, so that Indian women feel that you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to be held back by your stories.
Being in a bikini is so different, out of place in Indian culture. I mean, women are pretty inhibited. Indian women,
Yeah. And my mother-in-law, my dad sat in the audience to cheer me on.
Wow.
My family sat there. They're like, is that mom? It was a very proud moment for me.
I'm sure it was.
I loved the process. I met amazing people, and I thought, this is great. Like, it was one of the best experiences of my life.
I'm sure it was, and it was very, very courageous of you, Charmi. I mean, to do this. But I have to talk more about your nutritional skills, like how you kind of helped women. A lot of our women viewers would want to know that what exactly is the reason why during their 40s, women, nothing seems to work, right? You have been following the same diet, you've been, exercising, working, you have a same routine, but your weight just keeps on adding. And then, so what exactly happens in the body of a woman during that time? Can you just explain it to them? Because a lot of women don't know what's happening to them, and they're trying to figure out. So I would want you to explain that in detail.
Absolutely. So as we go into perimenopause, our hormones, which are almost like our defense mechanism. So first of all, as you're heading into menopause, this massive thing in your body, a big part of your body, your reproductive system is beginning to go to sleep, shut down, factories shutting down, so to speak. So the hormones responsible for you becoming a mom are all on their retirement, like they're going to a low, right? And it's a massive change in a woman's body, a big shift in her body. So the body has its own mechanism to help you survive, because we are meant to live longer. And so what women notice is that not only is their weight changing, that they are thinking differently, like their filter comes down, they don't mind saying things. They are noticing nutritionally, certain foods are just not sitting as well, or they feel bloated more, they move more tired and all of that. So these hormones are almost like your defense, like the office manager. Out of that one particular hormone known as estrogen is like the office manager that kept everything in check, and now it's retiring. So everything is just falling apart. And a woman's body is best described as a 16-piece orchestra. And when the conductor is left, the whole orchestra goes off key and then crashes.
Beautiful. That's such a good example to explain.
And the woman doesn't know what she's done wrong. She thinks like, did I do something wrong? Like, I don't understand. And then they begin to, they get very confused. But it's not your fault. Your hormones are shifting. They're
so
moving.
What about your metabolism? Like, what happens to that as a result?
So I hate to break it to you, but your metabolism is not getting slow. It feels like it is.
Okay.
because now your hormones have shifted, your body is less forgiving of inconsistency now than it was in the past. In the past, you could get away with a few, whatever, not eat, have a few drinks extra, do whatever, go on vacation, come back, little, you eat healthy and you're back to. Now the body's like, It's like this house you had and you're trying to put the key in and it's no longer unlocking. And you're like, wait, what happened here? That's where your metabolism is still very much intact. It's fine.
So you need to get into some discipline, right?
Yes.
With eating, with exercise.
And it's not restriction or, getting too hard on yourself. It's just giving your body slightly different, your body requires you to communicate a little differently now.
Yeah. So what do you recommend for women of that age, and what are the different things that they need to be careful about now that they have entered into this new perimenopausal phase of their life? So what changes? Can you suggest like 3 habits that they need to imbibe in themselves to kind of circumvent this situation?
So I'm going to go a little off the beaten path because it is not talked about enough, but your gut health is an absolute a key component in helping you with managing your weight. And why is that? Because your gut affects your estrogen and your estrogen affects your gut. It's a two-way street.
It's linked.
So it's linked. And as you're getting older with your lifestyle stresses, just with whatever you've eaten, and a lot of women are so busy with taking care of their kids that they don't really realize that I'm not nourishing myself as well. Often women present cases of thyroid, they have hypothyroid. Now, when you start with your gut, which is what I do, I like to start with the gut, you're beginning to prime your body to be able to absorb and digest the food you need to do. And of course, everyone's heard this on the internet, eat your protein, eat your fiber, all of that helps. Getting enough protein, fiber, and sleep, stress, walk 10,000 steps, get the strength training in. But my top 3 for if I was to talk about it, and I talk about it on social media all the time, number 1 is make sure your gut is taken care of, okay? If a woman has chronic gut issues, it is more amplified in mature years. She'll notice more bloating, more constipation. She might have been able to manage it previously, but now she's going to notice that it's a little harder.
So you have to avoid those foods that lead to bloating.
Well, there is a way to take it off and then reintroduce it. So we want to strengthen the gut. We don't ever want to just take something off forever, right? So we want to strengthen the gut, okay? So for strengthening the gut is obviously, there are certain protocols in place, but to simplify it, really pay attention to eating more cooked vegetables, eat enough fruit in your diet, and like first thing in the morning, don't drink your chai and coffee. Like just have a glass of water first, go walk around and then eat something with your caffeine preferably, right? Simple, something like that. The second one is definitely strength training. And Indian women especially could do very well with this. This is your 401k for longevity and quality of life.
Okay.
Right?
So you prefer strength training over cardio?
100%. And I'm not saying go bodybuilding style strength training. 3 times a week is plenty. Full body exercises, you're golden. And number 3 is sleep. A lot of women struggle with sleep. They're awake at 2, 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, and they don't take it seriously. But over time, that's going to really adversely affect your health. It may not be right away, but maybe 5, 10 years down the road. So focus on that sleep, because a tired body is not going to want to do strength training or protein.
Exactly.
A tired body is going to look for carbohydrates and coffee.
That's how they
coffee, cookies, those things to wake up. Yeah.
So and Charmi, it's such a dichotomy that when a woman is around that age, that is also the time when her career is peaking.
Exactly.
The kids are so demanding. They are getting into college, and then your parents are aging.
Right.
So there's so much that happens around that same time. And then at that time, you have to also take care of your health.
Yes,
because that also starts asking for attention.
Attention, absolutely, 100%.
So, Charmi, what about protein? Like I have heard a lot of there's a lot of buzz around protein, like
Yes.
what you should eat, how much of protein should you take,
Right.
like
Right.
you know, what's the standard? Like, is it linked with your body weight?
Right. So here you hear that linked with your body weight. Again, I'm going to say that there's a nuance there. When you're South Asian, your body is not primed to eat that much protein right away. It is not part of our diet. If your gut cannot absorb and digest the protein, you're just going to feel bloated and heavy and you're just not going to want to eat it. Right? So I like to do things a little differently. I like to start with what is the first bare minimum I can get you to eat. So if you're eating 30 grams, let's push it up to 50.
Okay.
So if you've ever seen your kids play games, there's level, right? Level 1 is easy level, level 2, level 3, level 4. That's how I like to start, is let's start you there, then go up to a little bit higher and then higher. You should also feel hungry to eat that protein.
Yeah,
Because protein is not tasty on its own.
And South Asian diet is pretty high on carbs.
Of course, and it's very tasty. So we're all spoiled for taste quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I've had clients who are not Indian and they can do a piece of grilled chicken, fish. You tell that to a desi client and be like, can I make this into butter chicken? I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Like,
you want all the spice in it.
yeah, because we're rich
in it.
in flavor and palate. You know, that's fair.
That's how the cuisine is.
Right. So when we start with protein, I'm like, first of all, let's make sure your body is even ready to digest that protein. So don't hit the 120 right away. Let's start you slow and see how your body's taking it. And then eventually the goal is to get you up to at least 100 grams a day.
Okay. And is there a sequence in which you should take your like fiber, protein, carbs?
Well, so I like to think of for a woman in her mature years, fiber is going to be one thing that's going to bring down inflammation, make you feel light, keep that digestion up. It also reflects on your skin health, you know. So I would say do the fiber and protein, and then definitely enjoy your carbs. You need your carbs for energy.
Yeah.
Don't not eat that. But the fiber and the protein are the two things to really focus on.
Okay, Charmi, let's let's bust some myths around dieting. And people these days there's so much on social media about you know, fasting for long hours and you know, following different kinds of diets and stuff. So what are the myths according to you that need to be busted for a perimenopausal woman?
Right. So one of them is like fasting is going to make you lose weight. Fasting is a very useful tool and it can help with the weight loss, but it is not the main driver of losing weight. Why? Because it is not, if you do it without a plan, you're not going to sustain it.
Exactly.
Right? So I am not against it. And just like my question always is, so 5 years down the road, where do you see yourself with the fasting protocol? And they don't have an answer because they're so fasting is not directly a weight loss goal. Number one is that. Okay. And then another one is when it comes to exercising, you don't need every day 60 minutes a day. You don't need to be killing yourself.
Exactly.
60 minutes, absolutely not needed. When it is targeted 3 times a week, hit the big muscle groups and you're golden. Like that's good enough. No need to go crazy with it. Right? That's number 2. And then there's number 3 is that, oh, if I've eaten here, I should not eat the next day because I ate heavy, so I should exercise.
Yeah.
Like stop doing that.
Or like don't have skip dinner.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say skip dinner.
Skip dinner.
Yeah.
It is too haphazard. You know, it's like cherry picking things you hear on the internet, putting it together, and it just does not mix. It's not a plan for you.
Exactly. So you need to consult and you need to kind of find out what your body is actually missing. And then according to that, you know, with proper consultation, one should have a proper plan to.
Right. And then I'm all about systems and structure, right? You're doing the guesswork because you look at everything on the internet. You're doing the hard work. You're like trying to really do it. You don't have a framework in place. So let's get you a framework that is fit for you. And then you can work in that framework and you'll be like, okay, now this makes sense. This is sustainable. Like this fits my lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. So Charmi, there's another big buzz around GLP-1 and HRT, hormone replacement therapy.
Right.
So what 2 cents do you have for people who are considering these options for themselves for weight loss or...
Right. So GLP-1 has been an absolute game changer for a lot of people. However, please do not get your GLP-1 from online people. People who are like, oh, I can get you this. I have a supplier. Like, please don't do that. Go to a medical doctor so that they can monitor you, do the right testing, and then get you on the right dosage, and then still monitor you while you're on it. That's number one. Number two, understand GLP-1 does not mean that just because you're in it, you can eat whatever you want. You still have to eat your protein and fiber and do your strength training so that you don't lose muscle mass unnecessarily. And it is medication, so understand that. So always ask your doctor, like, what is my chances of getting off this? Because it is medication.
Yeah.
So don't take it lightly.
GLP-1, it should be only with the doctor's advice.
Absolutely. 100%.
If you are somebody who fits into that frame of taking that medication, only then can...
It's not a free pass.
It's not a free pass.
Yeah, to eat pizza every night and be like, well, I'm on GLP-1, I won't gain weight. No, don't. That's not what it's meant for.
Wow. And what about hormone replacement
therapy? So hormone replacement therapy is very useful when you are struggling with really debilitating symptoms, right? So every woman will feel symptoms differently. Some women will barely feel them. Some women will feel some symptoms too much at certain times, and then at other times they don't feel as much. So the HRT is a very life-changing thing for women. What it does is it levels out the playing field for you if you want to lose weight. And even if you don't, it just makes you feel like you're not crazy or broken. For example, a simple example is you're constantly waking up at night with night sweats. You have a job to go to next day. You're exhausted. You consult a doctor and see if they can help you through this. Very useful. Do it. I got on HRT twice. For once, I got it on for testosterone because my testosterone was very low. It didn't really do much because I think my doctor also was didn't know exactly what it was because she was not a menopause informed doctor. The second time, I did get on progesterone to help me with my sleep. And then since then, I've stopped because I found another way to be able to get through the night and sleep well. But it really helped me improve my sleep. So it was very good. It was quality sleep. I'd wake up refreshed.
Yeah. So HRT is also like, it should be purely on doctor's advice.
100% on doctor's advice.
It doesn't apply
only
to everybody.
Yes. And definitely don't do these online creams and things that say, and please don't look for advice on these things on Facebook. I see posts every day in moms groups that, hey, I'm feeling this. And then hundreds of comments recommending things. I was like, this is a conversation between you and your doctor.
I mean, there are so many health gurus on social media these days.
Yeah, and also the worst is where they're like, well, I did this and I know I can get you this prescription for this much. And I'm like, no, like this is medication and some serious supplementation. So just be aware where you're doing this, how you're getting this.
Yes, absolutely. And I think now with the social media being totally blown with all these prescriptions from anybody and everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We have to be very careful.
100%.
So, Charmi, I so appreciate your insights here on these so relevant topics. And especially, I think today our women viewers are really feeling fortunate, I'm sure, with you telling us about our health. And the perimenopausal women really are, lacking in that kind of guidance.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And a lot of times women still are not sure if they're perimenopausal or not. Like they're like, well, my doctor said I couldn't be, or I'm still getting my periods. So does this mean I'm perimenopausal? Or there's still a lot of confusion. And my goal is to be able to cut through the internet noise and provide clarity on some level so that women understand their own bodies well.
Exactly. And I would suggest our women folks who are watching us today to visit Charmi's website, Cimply Fit, and she has a consultation, online consultation provision as well on that website where you all can reach out to her, seek advice on any issue that you may be facing right now, and you never know. I mean, you just need a good doctor and a good nutritionist to help you, combat all the issues during this important phase that I think so all millions of women go through perimenopause, and that's something that's inevitable. We all need to, go through this. So, Charmi, a lot of information and guidance and knowledge on perimenopause, and now I want to know some fun side of you too.
Okay, sure.
So we'll go into a rapid fire round.
Okay, sounds good.
Like, I'm going to fire some questions, and whatever comes to your mind, just share with us.
Okay.
All right, Charmi, your first question is, I laugh the most when?
Oh, I laugh the most when I watch funny reels on Instagram late at night. I know I shouldn't say that, but sometimes they crack me up.
I know that some of them are so funny. Yes. I mean, people have a great sense of humor out there. Okay, your guilty pleasure.
Ooh, my guilty pleasure is the Bounty chocolate bar from the Indian store. I absolutely love it. Right?
I'm in that spot too.
Yeah.
I love chocolates.
Yeah, so I love the Bounty and Ferrero Rocher.
Oh, wow.
I could eat a whole box of Ferrero Rocher.
So the bravest thing you've ever done?
Undeniably is competing in a bodybuilding competition at the age of 44, for sure.
Yes, and I think that was really, really brave of you.
Thank you.
Okay, one thing people don't know about you.
I don't think people know how much of a dog lover I am, because I've just discovered that myself recently. That I love dogs and I love cats, and yeah.
So nice. I mean, these pets that we have at home, they bring so much joy. I mean, they take you away from, they're the best stress busters.
Oh, 100%. I agree. Like, dopamine levels are skyrocket when you pet a dog.
Yes, I agree. So, if you weren't doing this today, what would you be doing?
I would be a kindergarten teacher.
Or you would be a foster dog mom.
Oh, 100. Yes, that is my retirement plan, is to just be open a rescue.
That's
and rehabilitate dogs for adoption, or just hold on to them.
See, you are reinventing again, Charmi. Oh my God. I love you for this. All right. Morning workout or evening workout?
Oh, afternoon workouts for me, about 11 a.m. So late morning. That's what
after you've finished all your tasks for morning.
Yes.
Okay. One food you could eat every week?
Pizza.
Pizza? Wow.
With green chilies. You know the Indian green chilies? That's my favorite.
Really?
I could eat it every day.
I've never tried that.
With green chilies on top, it's just a game changer.
Really? I need to try that. The favorite way to relax?
My favorite way to relax is probably going on a walk and listening to an audiobook, a crime or story on audio. It's my favorite way to relax.
Yeah, and focus, and you're so focused when you're on an audiobook. You don't see anything. Sometimes you happen to cross the road.
Yes.
Without noticing it.
Yes. Especially when it's a good crime thriller. Love it.
Yeah. It's very engrossing. Describe yourself in just 3 words.
I'm going to say hardworking, and then compassionate, and I don't know if there's a word for it, but somebody who just does things without a plan, let's try to do this. So I guess impulsive.
I agree, and I think everybody watching you today would be agreeing to that too. Okay, so if your life were a book today, what would the title be?
If my life was a book, the title would be She Tried It All.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you never stop anyhow, what next?
Because I have done things where I never thought I'd be doing. I mean, just most recently, I have a second dog in my house. I never thought I'd have a second dog in my house.
And you also mentioned at one point when I was talking to you that you would lovingly be called a queenager.
Yes.
Right? That's what So,
Yes.
what does a queenager do? Like, why do you want to call yourself a queenager?
I think every woman in her mature years is a queenager because you are at that age, but have the symptoms and feelings of being a teenager, right? You have mood swings, your body's changing, you don't know what's going on, you're getting irritated with people, you can't explain it. So that's how teenagers are. But you're in a mature year, so you're a queenager.
Yes, exactly. And I think today a lot of people on would be putting that on their Instagram bio,
Yes,
inspired by you.
I think every mature woman is a queenager.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Really, that's such a wonderful way to look at
Right.
yourself. Okay, Charmi, my last question to you. My couch was, my courage is.
My couch was boredom, and my courage is passion.
Okay.
So I was a little bored just doing the routine things. I needed to do something, and that just pushed me into this direction. And then my passion was just really passionate to get women into strength training, feeling strong, feeling in love with their body, and not just be scared of lifting something heavy. Or so that's my passion,
So
to empower women.
wonderful. Wonderful. And that's why you are on this show today, to share your extraordinary story. And I think our viewers must have had a wonderful time listening to you today.
I trust they will.
Thank you so much for giving your tips on sustainable health.
Yes, absolutely.
That was so empowering for women who have heard you today.
Yeah, my pleasure, absolutely.
And thank you so much for sharing your life, moments from your life, and also your heart. Thank you so much, Charmi. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time talking to you.
Me too. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to our viewers, well, today's conversation isn't really about losing weight. It's about gaining strength, gaining knowledge, gaining confidence, and perhaps gaining yourself back. If today's conversation resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with a mother, a sister, a friend, or any woman who needs to hear that her body isn't broken and that it's never too late to take back her health. And if you're new to From Couch to Courage, we'd love for you to subscribe, follow, and become part of our growing community of people who believe that every ordinary life has an extraordinary story. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.